Good day and welcome to our tutorial on personality dimensions. Personality dimensions is a comprehensive model that deepens our understanding of and appreciation for individual personality differences. This is often used in career exploration workshops, leadership training, team building, customer service training, and family community seminars. And due to the immense value of learning the differences of personalities, it is better to participate in this learning through an interactive workshop with other people. However, maybe it's too challenging for you to register for a workshop in your local community, or maybe it'll be advantageous for you to review this material on your own before participating in a group workshop, or maybe you're doing this as a follow-up to a workshop you've already participated in. Therefore, our time is designed to give you a teaser or some building blocks of understanding into personality dimensions. And if you get the opportunity to participate in a group workshop, the live interaction and the participation will give you a far greater understanding of the concepts that we're about to delve into. Our goal today is to learn something about ourselves and others. I'm sure you can identify a behavior in a spouse or a parent or a child, a friend or a coworker that you just can't stand. I bet that you're already convinced that they lay awake at night just thinking of ways to drive you crazy. Well, that's not likely the case, and hopefully by the end of this session you'll realize that maybe that person just approaches life differently than you do. And it's my hope that you'll have a greater understanding and the tolerance of that person's behavior and some ideas maybe on even how to deal with it. And so as we understand ourselves and others through personality dimensions, it'll help us in many areas of our lives. Based on his research, David Keirsey says, human beings strive for self-esteem, but they seek it in different ways because of their values, because of their wants, their aims, their needs, their motives, their desires, and their preferences. So it really makes up a lot of factors to see how we seek it. And so these predispositions, they drive all of our actions and our behavior. So let's look at the agenda for this material. So I'm going to share the objectives of this material and the theoretical history before you take an opportunity to identify your temperament. And following the big reveal of your temperament in PD, we'll take a bit of time to deepen our understanding of the types and look at some applications. Now, there's a lot of benefits to temperament assessments like personality dimensions. I mean, you can get an enhanced self-awareness. There's a common language to discuss behavior. It's an opportunity to develop a team of inventory of strengths and needs, and its ability to work more effectively, to match skills to requirements, and it helps to build stronger relationships within your life. Now, the scientific basis of personality dimensions really has quite a history. From Hippocrates in 400 BC all the way up to Carl Jung, and even as more recent as Myers-Briggs, where we see a number of different main categories. This is an important point for discerning critics to know, because there's many gimmicks out there where people create all kinds of questionnaires to create personality types. I mean, you could probably find a new one every week on Facebook these days. However, let me point out, this tool is something that is based in qualitative and quantitative research to ensure that you get to use a very reliable tool. So the theoretical history of personality dimensions is really neat because it's a proven tool that is an assessment made in Canada. And the theory is that behavior is best understood in 4 major groups: inquiring green, organized gold, resourceful orange, and authentic blue. Keep in mind here, there is no one best type. There's no absolute truth. There's no absolute right type. And let's keep in mind, this is only one of many tools to help with self-knowledge. And the neat thing is, as you go through it and participate, you really validate the assessment. Now, some important basics here we want to look at. The theory behind personality dimensions is that each of us is a blend of four temperament types. It's very important to remember that, and we will spend more time on that point later. Personality dimensions uses colors to refer to these four character types because colors are visually and easily remembered. The descriptive names were chosen by over 100 experts in the field of temperament assessment to reflect a key component of each temperament. Each of us has a preferred type. Some of us are equally comfortable in more than one type. Each of us can function from any type, but we usually have a preference. What I'd like you to do is pick up your pen right now and write your name. Yeah, just write out your name on a piece of paper. Okay, now that you've got that down, now put the pen in your other hand and write your name again. So in your opposite hand. So what happened? What happened when you did that? I mean, some people have responded before saying, well, it took longer to write the second time, or it was difficult or awkward, or I really had to concentrate. Right. So it took longer. It wasn't as good a job, or it required more energy and concentration. And the first time you wrote your name, it was natural, easy, and you did it without probably even thinking about it. That's because it was your preference. You were, in fact, able to write with your other hand, but it required more effort. And it's the same with temperament types. We usually have a preferred way of functioning. It's natural, comfortable, and effortless. But because we are all a blend of four temperaments, when circumstances demand it, we can function from other perspectives. It simply requires more effort. So the last point is important. No one type is any better or worse than another. Each has strengths and each has weaknesses. That's why it's important to understand all the types so we can capitalize on each other's strengths and build on our own weak areas. So in this slide, we looked at the first principle. Everyone is a blend of the four types. So there are two things I want you to especially remember from today. This is one of them. Personality dimensions does not pigeonhole or label people. It recognizes that we all have four temperaments in our makeup and that we do draw on each of these temperaments as we need them. So I'd like to refer to this point as we are all plaid. In a few minutes, you're going to find out your temperament style. And when this happens, people typically celebrate their strengths of that type. And they say, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. People feel like saying, yes, that's me. I knew that was what I was like. However, you also have the traits of the other colors in less significance. If you look at your screen, all of the colors are represented in a variety of shades. And really, people are often the same. We have different shades of the same types. Personality dimensions is simply a tool. It cannot and does not presume to explain all human behavior. Like any other tool, it has strengths and it has limitations. If you need a screwdriver, a paintbrush just will not do. Look at this tool the same way. Use it when it's helpful, set it aside when it's not. Now, personality dimensions is very useful in helping us discover and understand our own strengths and weaknesses. It can also be helpful in helping us to understand the strengths and preferences of others. Understanding those preferences can really help us to improve our communication and interpersonal relationships. It's also an excellent tool for helping us realize that differences are not necessarily faults. What a mess we would be in if we were all the same, if we all liked and wanted the same things. We need to realize that differences are important and critical to our survival. So if you would like to find out what your personality dimensions temperament type is, let's continue. Let's give you a taste of the color now. Yet keep in mind this is just a taste. To really experience some more fun and greater awareness of this, get involved in a personality dimensions workshop in your local community. Maybe you could register through your school, your local employment or Career Center, or by contacting Personality Dimensions website to submit a request. Or, if you would like, send me an email at info@seanelliott.ca to request a group workshop. This concludes part 1 of our introduction on what is Personality Dimensions. To find out your PD type, go to my next video on the big reveal. If I haven't sent it to you already, or if you don't have the link, you can try to find that on my blog at seanselliott.blogspot.ca.